Make sure we're live, and it looks like we're live. Cool. So let me just kind of close this down because this causes stuff to lag sometimes and whatnot. But yeah, man, how you guys doing today, man? It's another day, another week,
bro.
Pretty good, man.
Bro,
Pretty good.
August is almost. This is the last week of August.
Yes,
Yep.
sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
It's kind of
Goodbye.
crazy.
Los
Like
finales de
it
agosto.
literally just went by like that. It feels like just yesterday was January. You know, February, the colder temperatures, and now it's super hot.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Trying to get past it.
It's getting humid. They're talking about thunderstorms here in the valleys.
There's been thunderstorms in Palmdale, so
You know what I'm
it's
saying?
going over.
But you know what I'm saying? So, but just to gloss over the weekend, I mean, we had Kobe's birthday. Before that, we had Byron's birthday, bro. Byron
On Friday?
Yeah.
Pretty good, man.
How old are you this
My
year?
Jesus year, 33.
Oh, nice, bro.
So are you gonna start your ministry now?
I hope
He
so.
said he's Jesus year. That's why.
I hope
That's
so.
when Jesus started his ministry.
Current pods of ministry right here, sir. I was kidding.
No, just, take it as like a new year, new beginning, trying to have a different outlook in life, differently, even
Have
as
that
cheesy and corny as
perspective
it
and
might
whatnot.
sound.
Nah, I feel that, bro.
Especially what I went through in May, as I got sick
that.
and whatnot. But
And it's a trick
yeah,
because
it's
you almost share birthdays with Kobe because his birthday's right after.
right.
It's a very unique thing to have, you know what I mean? Because then right after is 8/24, which has been deemed, Kobe Day. And I saw that there was a whole thing going on, and I think this is the second year they do it, or if I'm not mistaken, or probably more. But there's a whole thing downtown in front of the Staples Center where they have like you say, like an all-star game of all the up-and-coming high school or college players that are about to go on college type of thing. And then there's like all types of things for fans. You can go there, buy merch, all this stuff. Damn, I saw that afterwards. But I got a shirt, actually.
You went?
Nah, but my
one
nephew
time?
went. My nephew went. And shoot, we got this shirt right here. You know what I'm saying? The freaking brand new Mitchell and
sick.
Ness shirt. It's all his
that's
rings
badass.
and stuff.
And the
you know
colors.
what I mean?
All right.
Yeah, that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, So
Shout out to Julie.
my bad. I had to show that off real quick. But it's the whole weekend is off of that. You know what I mean? Kobe, his widow, his wife's Kobe's widow was there. Vanessa Bryant. Rob Pelinka was there, among other people. I think I saw Michael Porter Jr. That guy's just making all types of
He's everywhere.
news right now, going on podcasts and just saying the wild stuff that he is.
He's coming out of his shell for sure.
Yeah, because he was very quiet. They're saying now he's just going
But
off.
it's all happened after he got traded. So.
Yeah, he's no longer he's within the Nets now. But he went
Yeah.
to the Nuggets to the Nets.
So like now he doesn't really care. He doesn't have a filter.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
he's also like linking up with like what you would consider controversial people.
It was one thing to the mindset, like, if I'm going down, I'm taking everybody.
Yeah. I mean, he's doing a lot of wild stuff.
And surprisingly, when I went to the Lakers game last year, there's like an area that's in construction.
Yeah,
They're making a new statue.
Yeah, there's a couple statues coming. There's Pat Riley's statue. There's what's it called? Another Kobe statue, I think, coming up. There's a lot of stuff coming up right now. So yeah, man, and there's another thing coming up right now that they're making a biopic about Kobe. So it's like, I don't know if you guys have seen the whole thing with what's it called? There's like a biopic recently that was of Jordan when he did
What's
when
a
he got the
biopic
shoe.
again?
A
Just in
biopic
case
is
for
when
like people who may not know.
A biopic is basically like a dramatized version of someone's story type of thing. So there's been ones of like Muhammad Ali. I think that's the one
Like
that
series basically, like
Not
a
even-
drama series.
yeah.
Right?
Well, in this case, it's a movie. So Muhammad Ali, the one
Kinda
that
like
did him,
the
I believe.
Showtime?
I
Will
think
Smith.
Will Smith did his.
Ali.
Ray Charles.
Okay.
Jamie Foxx.
Jamie Foxx did Ray Charles and stuff like that.
Bohemian
So
Rhapsody was that one actor.
yeah, exactly. So there's been a bunch of biopics like that. So it's just basically a movie about somebody. You know what I mean? And they choose an actor and whatnot, so type of stuff. So it's not someone playing themselves or anything like that. That's the difference between even a
The
biography
NWA
and an
movie.
autobiography movie. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. NWA,
The Biggie movie.
all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So there's been a whole thing about that. You know what I mean? When it comes to that movement of biopics. I mean, what was another one? You said Biggie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So all these bits. So they're gonna do his, and then it's interesting because you can do one of Kobe's like whole life.
Yeah.
You can do one of a specific one, but they're choosing to go with when he was drafted. And all the drama that went through of him being drafted and all that stuff. And I've heard the story through documentaries and stuff, but now it's getting put into like a whole thing. So it's gonna be interesting what actors they choose to do.
Like who's gonna look like him? And
Look like him.
How
Who's
can
gonna
he act like him?
Who's
as
gonna
well?
be like Jerry West? Because Jerry West was the person that essentially was involved in him getting to LA, all that type of stuff.
Right.
You know what I
That's
mean?
when Kobe had hair too.
All that. He was Froby back there. Yeah. Type of thing.
The main question would be,
I wonder if they're gonna have Jordan in it too, since like an actor playing Jordan,
Yeah.
because like he played against them during that time as well.
Yeah, well, from what I know, it's like again the biopic is just solely focused on him getting drafted into NBA. So I don't
So
know.
it doesn't go into like his games.
As far
for
as
that
I
first year?
know, not that I know more. It's just the drama and everything of him being a high school player, him declaring to going into the NBA, and then the draft process.
I feel like it's gonna be like a 2-parter or like 3-parter.
No, it's just gonna be it's one movie.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah, this is not like a series or nothing like that. It's just one movie, straight through type of thing. So that's what we got going on with like I said, with Kobe's birthday, Kobe Day, all this whole weekend that just happened here in LA.
Yeah.
I even saw that they dropped like a specific jersey, a specific shoes just for this time. So like, it's a Laker jersey of right now, like the current LA jersey, but with Kobe on it. It's stitched and all that stuff. So it's pretty. It's
Is
pretty.
it the city version?
Nah, it's just or is the yellow one the city version?
Nah.
So then it would just be the regular yellow one. You know what I mean? But the one that it's right now, it's not the one that Kobe was wearing. And that was something that people kind of felt like,
More like goldish yellowish, the current one.
yeah, it's just yellow straight up. Back then it was like a little different, but this is more the design that changed and all that type of stuff. But kind of moving forward, that's just what they did for Kobe. NBA's preseason is probably gonna start in October, so we still got some time for that. We touched a little bit on Luka last week, so right now I think it's just been more exhibition games, nothing crazy, you know what I mean? But that's what's going on in Lakerland, Kobe Land, and all that type of stuff. And again, we got to see who they choose to be the actor. It's gonna be interesting.
Speaking of basketball, did you guys see a glimpse or like anywhere highlights related to the Big Three league?
The Big Three? No, I've actually not.
how
They're
does
doing it. They do it during the summer, right? Is it
Yeah.
just starting or what?
Well, it just ended. I seen a highlight of
championship
that
game?
guy Mario Chalmers and Lance Stevenson. They were in the same team with Michael Beasley, so they just won a championship. Chalmers hit a buzzer beater.
I saw clips of Michael Beasley and like Dwight Howard getting into it on the court because I think they were both in
against each other.
And what's it called? Yeah.
Well, the reason why I also bring this up is because I seen Michael Beasley has won like a lot of championships, bro, and like in different things, like 2-time NBA champion. He's won the championship
NCAA.
overseas, NCAA, high school, and now the Big Three. I was like, that's crazy, sick ass guy.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, how that all kind of went about and whatnot. So, yeah, man. And then something else that kind of happened preseason is the last and final week of NFL preseason. This next weekend it's off, and then I think September 4th or something is when they start the actual season. Yeah. And it's supposed to be
Thursday night football.
Thursday night football. Cowboys versus the Eagles.
The shit boys versus the champs.
So the Eagles are getting their championship ring and all that stuff, their banner, whatever it is that they do in the NFL. But the big news this weekend was, Shador Sanders got to take the field. I think it was against the Colts. I think it was the Browns versus the Colts or something like that. But point is that, people have broken down his game and how like people are saying, there's a reason why he didn't get drafted higher. He's not that good of a quarterback, this and that. So a big thing that they went ahead and did, or the breakdown that I was seeing was like he can't be in the pocket. He like drops back too much. So not even scrambling. It's just like it's the pocket, and he drops out too much that the last lineman that he has, he's at a disadvantage because the edge rusher is able to go over him easier. He doesn't stay within the pocket,
he doesn't have that much protection.
giving him like too much backup and all that stuff there. So and they show it straight up how like the other QB that they have, he's like right in the middle of the pocket. Like he's surrounded by his linemen, but he's not dropping back so far where the linebacker's able to just break free.
Like
get
Sanders.
Yeah. So Sanders, they were breaking that whole thing down, and they're like, there was someone that went as far as said that this was gonna be the Angel Reese of the NFL.
Ooh. That's not a good saying.
Nah, it's not a good comparison. You know what I mean? Type of thing, and like, there's a lot of people on X and stuff saying how like, oh, you know, his game is not there because of the pocket thing, and then just his IQ stuff and whatnot, like what he does, he's not there yet. Comparing it to even just a quarterback that's, you know, on the bench next to him type of thing. You know what I mean? And those simple mistakes is what they're comparing to Angel Reese, because Angel Reese will be underneath the bucket and just, you know, not that I'm any better or anything like that. I'm just saying, like, this is what's going on. These are professional athletes. You know what I mean? I don't do this for a living.
But I mean, at the same
They
time,
practice it more. They practice it more than we do, per se.
Exactly.
yeah, at the same time, though, if you're gonna be talking it, you better be backing it up, because she did say.
Yeah, I mean, she said a lot of stuff on, and that's the thing. Like, we talked about it a couple weeks ago about the WNBA and all that stuff, and you know, they I don't feel like they have the worst product ever. Like, yeah, it's not up to the caliber of the NBA. You know what I mean? But it's like there's definitely room to grow there and stuff like that. And she just happens to be like the newer faces of the league right now. So it's like you have a lead face of the league that's Caitlin Clark, you could say, and she's really doesn't really say much, you know. Just plays the game and whatnot, and then people are hating on her and stuff like that. But like,
her signature with Nike just came out today.
Oh, nice.
Caitlin Clark.
And then the other Sanders brother, Shiloh, he was like in a scuffle, and then he ended up swinging at the player. I believe it was the Bucks and the Bills that played. I think he was playing for the Buccaneers.
Yeah, he was a Bucks.
And they were playing the Bills, and he swung on the guy, and like he immediately got kicked out of the game, I believe, and then they cut him right after. And then another highlight
Sportsmanlike conduct.
Yeah, another thing that I saw is that the Canadian Football League, they do this thing where they can register players in the sense of like they get first dibs to negotiate with them if they become a free agent.
Oh, nice.
You know what I mean? So Shiloh, they got on that list, so they were able to, you know, negotiate contract with him if he wants to go to the CFL, the Canadian Football League. And that they did the same thing with Shador like last year or something like that. Or
I seen that too.
So they're both eligible to be, you know, to go in. I forgot what team in the Canadian Football League, but it's just interesting that this is all going down, man, in the middle of like, you know, again, preseason, everybody's choosing their fantasy teams right now, all that type of stuff. The hype of the NFL season's coming up and whatnot, you know, so it's interesting to see if we're gonna actually see Shador get PT in the regular season and whatnot. Their first string QB is said to be Joe Flacco. So it's like, who's gonna be the backup QB?
Yeah, they got Deshaun Watson. But he's coming from an injury, and then they just traded one of their quarterbacks too. He just went to the Raiders. Kenny Pickett. He was with the Steelers.
Yep, I saw that.
And then with the Eagles last season.
Yep.
He just got traded to the Raiders, man. So yeah, and then they have another quarterback rookie. I forget his name too, but that battle shall go on out there in Cleveland.
How do you feel? I mean, I know that as a Saints fan, it may not be so exciting or not, but as NFL coming back, how do you feel, man?
I'm happy, man. I love football, bro. It's cool. It should be an interesting season. Let's see if the Eagles can come back and
go back to back.
You know, go back to back, not have a Super Bowl hangover.
Yeah, like a lot of people do.
Let's see how your Broncos do, man. They made the playoffs last season.
They have a lot of hype right now. A lot of people are expecting them to, like, I don't want to say go to the Super Bowl or nothing like that, but definitely just be a contender. Right now, I say out of the AFC.
If not go further than what they did last season.
Right now in the AFC, like the favorite that I'm seeing, the clear-cut favorite is the Bills. They're the team that people are like, oh, yeah. They're not even the Chiefs. Like the Chiefs, there's just questions in there. They drafted well. I think they got a wide receiver, right? And whatnot. So that team has the potential to still, because dude, last season they were winning games by the skin of their teeth. It was one possession games, anywhere from 1 point to 6 points. They were like winning between those,
right?
You know, and like,
it's literally their QB.
Yeah, pretty much just getting them into.
If it wasn't for their QB, they wouldn't.
You know, Travis Kelce didn't have a good year last season, so he's looking to have a bounce back year. Patty's looking to have a bounce back after that Super Bowl egg that he laid. You know, all that type of stuff. So there's a lot of like storylines going into this NFL season. You have Aaron Rodgers and a new team in the Steelers and all that stuff. You have, like you said, Bo Nix in his second year with a bolstered up defense with you know, weapons on offense now and all that stuff.
If the Eagles are just gonna, you know, clutch the trophy again, or if
you have the Detroit Lions that are on the other side that people are also too like, where are they at now that they're coming back? You know what I mean? So many
See
things
how the
like
Rams
that
do with Devontae Adams.
Devontae
now.
Adams,
No
Matthew
more Cooper
Stafford's
Kupp.
is still like kind of, but they have Puka Nacua. You know, Cooper
Yep.
Kupp is in the Seattle Seahawks. How's
Yep.
that going to be in the division?
be
The
fun.
Niners just got a player too, right? That kind of, I think it was a running back or something they got. That kind of is giving them life too. Debo Samuel's up in Washington. Washington's a great team.
Purdy's
as
a
well.
good quarterback for the Niners.
But he's lost a lot of stuff, so we'll see how that goes. You know what I mean? So there's a lot, like I said, a lot of storylines within the NFL right now.
Not gonna lie, it was pretty cool watching Terrell Owens' son in the Niners play.
And then against Jerry Rice's son.
Yeah, it was pretty
Yep.
dope. So you know we're old, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of interesting topics, but yet a lot of interesting things to look out for and watch.
Yeah, you know, so I think the other one too is that they're seeing is the rookie in the Titans, the QB that's about to come in and do Cam Ward, I think.
Yeah, Cam Ward.
You know, so there's a lot, like I said, just so much to be looking forward as an NFL fan and all that type of stuff. But yeah, we have to wait till September 4th and beyond to see what's gonna happen and whatnot.
September 4th, anthem gonna be pa-pa-pa-pa-pa.
You know what I mean? So, and September has that, and then it also has the big boxing fight that people are just looking forward to. People are been anticipating ever since it just even got
Times Square, right?
No, it's gonna be in Vegas, in Legion Stadium. It's been kind of teased and all that stuff until it finally was like signed. We got press conferences, we got all this stuff, and it's all thanks to one dude right now in the grand scheme of things, and it's this guy Turki Al-Sheikh. I mean, Dana's definitely in there, but Turkey's the one that's got himself into boxing,
Right.
and also, you know, it's a whole thing, guys.
Yeah.
Turkey is he doesn't come exactly from
Turkey as a person, not the country.
Turki Al-Sheikh. He is not exactly, from what I've seen in the videos that I've seen, the research I've done, he's not exactly royalty per se, where like his dad was royalty or nothing like that. It's more like his name carries weight among Saudi Arabia. So and the way where like people respect it, and it's a different culture out there. So they may not have had exactly like the money and the royalty like that, but they had that name had influence maybe back then and all that stuff, but it had that influence and it had that respect among, you know, the people and all that. So I was watching this video about how like there was a whole power struggle going on in Saudi Arabia, and Saudi Arabia almost for the most part had closed itself off to the world, in the sense that like tourism wasn't a big thing to go to Saudi Arabia.
Right.
And it's like it's restriction because they're very religious people, you know what I mean? So in comes in this time, I forget what years it is, but basically this guy Turkey, he gets into influence again because he was growing up, he was best friends with this other prince that he's currently the prince of Saudi Arabia right now. Like he's currently the one that
So
is
they're
in power.
friends.
They were friends since they were kids, bro. So when there's a point where there's like the older person that was in power was about to like choose like who's gonna move forward, and like the way that it worked in Saudi Arabia is that you don't necessarily move down from a son or a father to a son. It would move up in age, so someone elder would take over.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So that's how the whole thing was
So
going.
the whole roles are reversed.
Yeah,
instead of the
and
other-
you know, and then they had a meeting or whatever. I don't know what happened, and they ended up going with Turkey's best friend, younger guy. So the thing got flipped and all that stuff, and so he's like almost like a direct advisor to the person that's in charge and all that stuff. I think they do refer to him now as a prince because of his status and all that stuff. But my point is,
It could also be like his friend is vouching for him.
yeah.
Which then gives him status weight, you know,
Yeah.
for him to say stuff.
Yeah, because like again, his best friend became prince and all that stuff. So then he put him in power too. To like their whole goal is to like change the perception of Saudi Arabia to the world.
Okay.
So their whole main goal was to make it a tourist capital of the Asian Pacific or whatever, the Asian market and all that stuff. So they started. You started hearing what we call now Riyadh season. Riyadh season has everything to do with all types of sports: golf, boxing, F1, soccer. Everything is in Riyadh season. So his whole goal was to bring sports into one hub, into one thing, and just have a season of just You know what I mean? And it's to bring tourism, to bring all this a different perception to Saudi Arabia. You know what I'm saying? So that's the whole thing behind Turki Al-Sheikh. And again, he's partnered with so many different organizations, so many different places and sports and stuff, to the point that he has relations with Dana White. He has relations with X and YZ boxing places and all this stuff.
Boxing promoters.
He bought out Ring Magazine, which is a big deal in the boxing community and all that stuff. So fast forward to now, September 2025, we're about to get Canelo versus Crawford. I mean, last year or a couple years ago, we got Errol Spence Crawford. Earlier this year, we had Fatal Fury in New York, where we got to see
Usyk and
Fatal Fury was when we saw Teofimo Lopez, and he fought, and then the same night Ryan Garcia fought against, you know what I mean? It was that night that they all fought, you know what I mean? Raleigh, Devin Haney, all those guys. He's been the one that has kind of just thrown money at the situation, because the whole thing with boxing has been people don't want to fight each other. It's a money thing. It's an A side and a B side. It's promotion versus promotion, and all these things that have kept us... They
didn't want to give the fans what they want.
Yeah, it kept us from seeing big fights. Like, we got to see Manny Pacquiao and Mayweather, but we saw it at a time where it didn't mean the same. We're supposedly going to see a rematch, but don't see it happening either. You know what I'm saying?
Like a big match I can think off the top of my head that he made happen was Usyk versus Fury.
Usyk versus Fury, Ngannou Fury. You know Joshua Fury. I mean, Joshua Ngannou type of stuff. All those big fights that we have seen in these last few years have been Riyadh. Because of him, Riyadh season and all that type of stuff. So
fast forward. Also Joshua Reese and then Joshua Reese too as well.
Yeah, well, that was already in the works, because Joshua and Reese, like, that was way before even he was really getting involved. Joshua just happened to lose the fight. What Turkey wants to do now, because he's upset at people like Jake Paul, because he feels like they're, I don't want to say making a mockery of the sport, but just not
putting a disgrace.
They're not putting on the fights that we're supposed to watch. I mean, we're about to get Tank versus Jake Paul.
They're diminishing? That's what he's doing. Diminishing the sport.
Diminishing the sport while he's trying to bring it up. For example, he said if he wants to fight a real boxer or something, like, he was basically saying if he fights Joshua and beats Joshua, then I'll know that Joshua was actually washed. Anthony Joshua we're talking about. So Jake Paul versus Joshua, you know what I mean?
And that was supposed to happen. It was supposed to be in negotiations.
Yeah, but, but now he's fighting Tank, and supposedly Tank is getting like I don't know if I saw 20 mil or 200 mil.
That's a huge discrepancy.
Bro, he's fighting someone like that's in so many weight classes lower. You know what I mean? It's like if you and Matt and Byron fought. It's just
there's a height difference, there's a weight difference,
speed difference.
It's a lot. Yeah, that's a huge discrepancy.
This is pretty much like watching.
But it's most likely gonna be an exhibition, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's just an exhibition match.
Yeah. It's like watching his brother Logan when he fought Mayweather.
Exactly that. And even then, Mayweather rocked Logan, which was pretty crazy. Type of stuff. So I'm excited for this fight, man. Like I said, he's able to bring everything together. We're about to get to see this. Dana White's promoting it.
Do you think
same night as Noche UFC? It's a lot of stuff that's kind of coming down and crashing into one, because last year's Noche UFC was at the Sphere, and now it feels like the focus and everything has shifted from making the UFC and Noche UFC like a granular thing to now it's just in San Antonio, Texas. It was supposed to be in Mexico, but the stadium wasn't ready, or the arena wasn't ready, constructurally speaking, so they had to go to San Antonio. Now we have the whole, the same night it's going to be at Allegiant Stadium. We have a boxing fight at Allegiant Stadium, you know what I mean? Against Crawford, who's moving up in weight. Byron, you watch boxing a little bit more than we do. What do you think about these two fighters and what the result might be?
Oh, man, it's a tough one. Well, first of all, I know age shouldn't matter, but I'm just going to put it out there. Crawford is a little older than Canelo. But, man, I think something tells me Crawford can do it.
Is that who you're going for, though? Is that who you want to win?
I mean, that's who you could say I have my money on. But then again, you can never count out Canelo, man. Guy's got a chin. The reason why he's
I heard that the biggest thing of not just his chin, it's his legs.
Yes.
Like I was seeing a video that how he trains. He rides horses.
Right.
In the way where they're dancing and all that stuff.
I think about it as a kid. That guy has big calves, bro.
It takes a lot of
leg strength and core
to do that. and people were like concerned, like, bro, you can get injured doing that, and it's like,
a horse can throw you off if they're upset.
But Canelo's been doing that since he's a kid, supposedly, so he like knows how to do it real well to the point where you know, he can stay on top of the horse, all this type of stuff, and
it was mentioned on
you know what I mean, type of stuff, and that's what helps him. That's what helps him have not just the chin,
more like a center of gravity,
you know what I mean? And then the power too that generates from there, type of thing. But I don't think they're too far off in age, man. Byron,
maybe like 2-3 years.
Yeah. Side question, Byron. Do you think Turkey would probably make the fight happen that the fans want as well? Would be Benavidez and Canelo?
Yeah,
the money's right. I feel like that's the main difference that was hindering Canelo. I mean, I kind of feel like Canelo's maybe a little scared.
You talking about the Benavidez fight?
Yeah. I think maybe not scared, but he doesn't want to give the spotlight.
What I will say is that when you are someone like Canelo and you have that fame and all that stuff that he has, it's like you do have kind of a right to pick and choose your fights. It's kind of like what's going on with John Jones and Tom Aspinall and that whole thing. Like, in many ways, John didn't have to take that fight. Like, his legacy was cemented and all that stuff. And in many ways, it could be risking. Anytime you walk into the cage, you're risking, you know, a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? So it's the same thing with Canelo. You know what I mean? I think that fight's in the works. Not in the works, but it could definitely happen. Is what I'm trying to say. But with this whole thing right now, I mean, what if Terrence Crawford does something that makes Canelo look like, you know, like right now the comparison is that Canelo has that power. Terrence Crawford has that technicality. And it's like when those two things meet, what's gonna prevail? You know,
one has be power, or is gonna be
the technicality.
One has the one to take it to the distance. The other one has to just knock you out within like a couple of rounds.
You know, so it's gonna be interesting, man. What do you think, man? Do you have a preferred person or anything? Given what you know about boxing and stuff,
I know very little. I mean, just as a bias, just go with the Hispanic. I would go with Canelo. Yeah. I mean, just because of that, but. When it comes to like the terms of boxing, I don't know much of it. We'll have to see that night and see how it rolls out.
Do you guys think one of them might go down? Hit the canvas? I've been hearing a lot of speculations. It's probably the first time one of them's gonna hit the canvas.
I'd say more stunned or dazed than down.
Okay.
Reason being, Canelo has, how we talked about it, he has more of that stability in his legs, more in the core wise.
Right.
But probably dazed to the point where. He might get rocked, might get dazed, but I do see probably Crawford going down once or twice.
Yeah. I don't know. Again, because of the technicality aspect with Crawford, I think that if someone goes down, it's going to be in the later rounds.
Yeah.
Type of stuff. Someone's just, and it could be Crawford in the aspect of he's going up in weight. He has to be the one carrying that extra baggage while Canelo's comfortable with it.
Walking at that weight.
Walking at that weight and all that stuff. So... it could weigh on Crawford later on in the rounds, depending on how he uses his gas tank and all that stuff. But I'm personally going for Crawford. I put my money on Crawford too. He's the underdog, and that type of stuff. So let's go Kendrick Lamar.
If you know, you know.
Seriously.
What do you think about the co-main event of that card? Though?
That's the Callum Walsh versus Vargas. That's the future of boxing right there, man. Vargas is second generation, I don't know if third or second generation boxing right there. Callum Walsh is like in the sense also the new kid on the block that's his current champion, you know. He's got
power, man.
He's the one that's he's kind of the one that's being pushed by Dana type of stuff, while on the other side, like, I don't know if Turkey's the one pushing for Vargas, but he has definitely fought under Turkey's cards before, type of thing. So
they're both undefeated, so
yeah, it's
see
gonna
how
be
it goes.
interesting. Yeah, and I don't know. Is it for Callum's belt too?
That I'm not sure.
Because I don't know if it's really from these promotions like the WBC and all that stuff.
Maybe it could be. I mean, it's a co-main event, but
it's gonna be a good one.
Too sure though.
You know what I mean? It's gonna be a good one for sure. Yeah, dude. So then we have this other incident that just happened over the weekend that has taken the streaming world, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, everything just by storm, because I feel like there's just like everything, there's two sides to it. There's two opinions on it. And we're talking about the whole Raja Jackson. They call it sounds like they're calling him Roger, by the way. The way that they pronounce it. It's like Roger. You know what I mean? Rampage Jackson's son, by the way. Rampage Jackson, former UFC fighter, former Bellator fighter, turned streamer now, a podcaster, all that type of stuff. Him and his son have been kind of going viral in a sense for their live streams and their dynamic. And if you know Rampage Jackson, that dude's just a clown. So now he has a son that he's live streaming with. And, you know, a lot of stuff that has been said in their podcast or in their streams is now being kind of brought up. Like, there's one thing that they've said before in their podcast or in their stream that Rampage was like, I got 2 Japanese sons and I got 2 black sons. And he was like, for my black sons, I don't have a college fund for them or whatever. He's like, I have a bailout money for them. Because he's like, they're going to go to jail, so I'm going to have to bail them out. And then he's like, my Japanese sons, like, it's a different thing. They're not going to, you know what I mean? So it's like...
Doesn't he have a Japanese daughter, though?
I don't know, but they're Japanese kids. Japanese kids.
Yeah, he does have a Japanese daughter.
So he has both, you know what I mean? So things like that. And it's like now, you know, Raja's at this pro wrestling event after, by the way, being damn near knocked out,
stunned,
you know, in sparring by a head kick, like 2 days prior.
The thing I don't like about that clip is that they don't show the continuation of what Raja did to that guy.
I saw it.
Have you seen the full clip?
Yeah. I was talking about the one we were sparring with?
Yeah, the one with the sparring one. Because that one, the part that went viral was just the dude kicking him in the head.
Yes.
And like that went viral, and what they were trying to do is just show like, oh, this dude just got dazed by him, you know. But if you see the full clip, Raja ends up like freaking going all out on him after that, and like almost destroying him. He loses it, and like Rampage talked about it as well, where he's like, I've told my son, don't bring a camera into the gym like that.
Because people try to like show out.
People try to show out. Once they see a camera, they want to do more. He's like, and also it's a sparring session. That dude should not be throwing kicks during a sparring session.
Because he did mention it's you don't know the power that you're generating with that spinning kick, and it's like it could be, you don't know the weight class that they're in.
Yeah,
definitely wise, but. Continuing with that, the second hand of the clip shows that Raja did double leg sweep him and brings him to the mat.
And he ground pounds him. Like, it's brutal. All right.
Yeah.
Now to
the current incident that's going around in the streaming community.
Yeah, so he goes to this wrestling event again after being stunned in sparring and all that stuff, and then he's like in the backstage area, you can say, or just the back area where all these guys are just chilling. And this guy's name, man, it's passing my name right now. I'm passing my head right now. It's called, his name is like Sly something. Let me look it up real quick. But this other pro wrestler of that this is not WWE, but it was just like some
backyard wrestling,
lower level pro wrestling thing.
An independent circuit.
And this guy gets a can and just smacks it on Raja's head, type of stuff. Let's look at the clip real quick, man. Just so that we can get a better view of what's going on here. Let me get out of this thing real quick. But
I think his name was like Sly Storm or something.
This is when I'm trying to find the part where they're like in the back and he gets hit with the can. So this is where he gets hit with the can.
So, like, was his son, this guy Raja, like a guest, or was he already a part of this?
He was like a guest.
Okay.
I'm trying to see where, right there. Bam! Smacks him in the head with it. And, like, that's the incident that happened backstage that right after that, you know, the guys are telling him chill, like, we're all working back here. And that dude, supposedly, he thought that they were going to start, like, a feud, which in the wrestling world, that's, like, starting a storyline and all that, and then it ends up, you know, in front of cameras.
No, it was a misinformation. Supposedly, they were supposed to be, they had informed that wrestler that someone was coming, and that they had to like generate some type of line. So he thought Raja was that person. So he did that thinking, hey,
he's part of the show.
He's part of the show. This is part of the skit. This is what we do.
Yeah,
not understanding.
Psycho Stu's the wrestler, by the way.
Yeah, not understanding that like Raja wasn't there for that.
Yeah.
He was just visiting.
You could slightly hear them say like he's not with us, like we're working and he's not with us.
The guy that's trying to defuse it is like telling him that and all that, and then he's like trying to calm Raja down, like nah, like you know. And then the guy apologizes to him. There's a clip of that, and then we get to the point where let's see if it shows it. Yeah, right there. So he's on his live stream and he's like talking about, you know, oh let's I'm not gonna let him do that to me, this and that, like talking about his revenge. And they even mentioned like in the other clip how someone told, oh, you can get your revenge in the ring later.
Give him his receipt was a key word.
Type of stuff. So let me go to where they actually show the whole incident right there. It looks like it's gonna show it right there. This is not the best clip. Let me find a better one real quick. I already know where to look. But you guys continue real quick.
But yeah. Like basically, I feel like that he got baited by his own chat because I feel like people were just like calling him out, like, "Oh, you got to defend yourself." Because a lot of people, I think the first clip went very viral, which was the clip of him getting his head smashed. That clip went so viral that it just fueled the community like to be upset. To
the point of saying like, oh, if that was me, I wouldn't let that happen. Like, go get your leg back.
But
you know?
the other clip of the dude apologizing to him didn't go as viral. Like that went viral after the fact.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like, dude, if the dude had already apologized to you and it was all a misunderstanding, like you got to learn to let it go. Like you can't just keep it there and like want to do something. The other thing too is that when he's talking to his chat, he talks about how he got permission. Where like
by the promoter,
like he got permission, but like the promoter wasn't thinking like, oh, you're gonna go do this. Like he was just thinking like, hey, you're gonna go do some wrestling thing.
Like you're just gonna pin him down.
That's where Rampage is also like, my son's he's an MMA fighter, he's not a pro wrestler.
Yeah.
And he's like, he shouldn't have been there, given that he got a concussion in sparring a couple days ago. You're not in the right state of mind, you know what I mean? If you still just got a concussion, a lot of stuff, and you're seeing your chat and all this stuff, you're young, all this stuff, like. And you're Rampage's son? Come on now.
Like, you're just thinking, I'm going to get my leg back. Like, what's wrong with it?
And it's crazy to me because at some point, like, let me see when they show the full thing here.
Another discrepancy was, like, they know how to hit.
So look at this. Just check it out. This is right here where, again, the thing happens, he's in his face. Yeah, but since I have it connected here, it won't play. But, you know, they're just kind of talking back and forth to each other. And he's like, bro, don't play that, this whole thing. And then the guy in the middle is trying to tell him, like, hey, like, nothing like that went down. It's nothing crazy, blah, blah, blah. We're all working back here. You know, they apologize to each other right there. Look. They both shook hands. And like you said, like, you know, but it's all comes down to this. Like, you're a fighter, you know, you're in this rage and all that stuff. So it's a whole bigger thing. Later that same evening, runs into the cage, body slams him, and then is just smacking him. Like the controversy behind this whole thing right now is like there's talks about the promotion allowed it. There was talks about, like you said, someone was supposed to come and all that stuff. So I feel like that's why Raja Jackson's not in prison right now. Charges haven't been pressed, at least. You know,
well, there's a pending police investigation.
Well, yeah, LAPDs, they're gonna do their job. But
there's already an investigation.
There's a whole other thing, bro. If it was like what we all think it is, because like I saw someone comparing it to
but
I saw someone comparing it to what happened when Connor threw the dolly on the bus and stuff like that. He was immediately arrest warrant and all that, turned himself in type of stuff. And it's like he at the end of the day, like, Raja Jackson, from what we're seeing, assaulted somebody, bro.
Well, it's premeditated murder in a sense.
That he was saying it on the chat.
Because he admits, like, oh, I'm going to destroy this dude. I'm going to do this. And it's like, and the thing is that he's getting gassed by his own chat. Like, because again, he's getting gassed because they saw the clip of the dude doing the thing with the beer.
Yet at the same time, it's like you're getting authorization from the promoter saying, get your receipt back. Like, if any, and you even hear him say, if anyone tries to get between you, I'll handle it. So at that point, you're mixing three things that could go off as a time bomb.
Yeah, but the other factor is the referee. Like, why didn't the referee...
You saw that? How he just kind of lets it? The guy still gets pinned afterwards, too?
Like that's where the referee should have stepped in, and like even if it's a lower promotion type of thing, once you see like, hey, this is out of bounds, this is out of character, and like he should have stepped in and been like,
WWE,
yo, like
when there's been fans that step in, bro, the wrestlers actually start swinging on these people too.
Yeah.
Like everybody was just kind of restraining Raja Jackson too. So there's a whole thing that like even people are saying it like this is the biggest stunt and whatnot because, for example, Raja Jackson, we're all talking about him right now. First of all, he did get kicked off of Kick from what I heard.
He got banned.
Banned, you know, kicked off, but kick, you know,
right?
No pun intended. Point.
Didn't.
But so that happened, and then the other guy is also being talked about, and his follower count has gone through the roof from what I've heard. The other side of it is that the dude's a veteran, U.S. veteran, had PTSD and used wrestling as that
an escape
mechanism, you know, that type of stuff. So there's people that are like, you know, Raja should be in jail right now, this and that. And there's people that he's innocent. This is a gimmick gone wrong, which
I don't. He's not innocent.
I feel like
he's not innocent.
I feel like it's a gimmick gone wrong in the instance of like.
I don't think he's innocent.
Like the aspect of like whether it was him that was supposed to be in the ring or whatever, the fact that dude provoked him and all that stuff, like, and the dude is like, oh, we're just working back here. It makes it look like a gimmick just gone wrong. Like,
no, it is a gimmick gone wrong because they admitted to it. They were supposed to be someone that showed up and was gonna do something to rile them up and start a story. But the thing is, the dude crossed the figures. He thought that Raja was the guy that they were supposed to do the gimmick with, and it wasn't with him. It was supposed to be with someone else. So it's like, yes, it's a gimmick gone wrong, but at the same time, that doesn't make Raja innocent. Like, dude is guilty for what he did.
But I feel like the one who's in the mix of all of it would be the promoter.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a bad thing to I feel like when you bring someone in expecting them to like do something or whatever it is in this aspect, like I feel like Raja wasn't vetted all the way in the, you know what I mean? Like given that he had just kind of gone through something, and I also question it because his coach was with him. His coach, which, you know, I'm pretty sure was there when he got kicked in the head and all that stuff and all that. So, and then knowing that you're the person that you coach is kind of a hothead too, you know what I mean? Like, so that you would have kind of been more on the readiness, prepared to
just in case
not let stuff happen.
But also his conversation after where he feels like it was like a buildup. This was like the straw that like got him to do that, where he was saying, I'm tired of being bullied. I'm tired of like everybody putting me down and thinking it's kind of like that thing. Also, like I said, that's why I said it's chat gas them up, where it's like the chat is making fun of him and like being like, oh, you're gonna take that? Oh, I wouldn't take that. And it's like, and he's getting bullied by his chat, and all these events have happened where people are bullying him, and this is just his way of like, let me take out that outlet, right, and show that I'm the man. But you did it in the worst way possible, and you did it in a way where you're not guilty. Like you're
you
guilty.
seem guilty.
Yeah, you're guilty. Like for what you did, you're not innocent at all.
I mean, let's also take into consideration. I think I don't know if you saw it, Manuel Byron, but I showed Maury this clip of where Rampage and Raja go at it with each other. Like some few words were discussed, and Rampage just takes off his mic and like, all right, cool, we're doing it. Like, let's do it. I'm pretty sure you saw that one, right? Where like they kind of sparred for a bit. At that point, where it goes, like they take off their stuff, they take off their gear, and then they just like they go at it. But yeah, there's like a certain limit to like, all right, cool, and, like it died
And it's
here.
interesting the whole thing too because Rampage was in the middle of a live stream with Sneakio, and like he finds out about it on there and ends the live and all this stuff. So I think I don't know if it's Raja still in his live when someone calls him. I don't know if that was Rampage that calls him or someone else or something.
At first, it was the promoter of the wrestling where he goes, "Yeah, this guy's still on the mat and they're trying to wake him up, like he's flatlined." Yeah. So then after that conversation, I think that's when Rampage
called him.
Called
Raja. I heard you hear him saying, "I saw the video, this and that."
Yeah.
So yeah, you know, that's why for me it's like LAPD could be investigating this, but the fact that the dude did get assaulted and all that stuff, like anybody from the promotion to the family, to the guy himself, because I'm pretty stable but in critical condition, could be pressing charge at this point.
He got fractural bones,
you know,
in the face and everything.
I heard that his teeth got punched out.
Yep.
I mean, you got to realize that you're getting rocked by someone who's training, who's using his power in order to inflict hurt on someone else. These guys are just acting. You know, they have a certain way of hitting someone. They have a certain way of using objects, but not too rough. But Raj is just letting it all go. Like, I'm here to hurt, and I'm here to finish what I got to do.
Mm-hmm.
Which is to the point where, like, it's whole different. Like, they'll probably see it like, hey,
but also,
you know,
like when you're a fighter, using your hands, isn't that also like considered like
your hands do
lethal
get
weapon?
registered.
It's like you're registered as lethal weapons because
Yeah.
you're a fighter.
Yeah.
That's the other factor when it comes to it as well.
Yeah, you know, it's you carry another responsibility in that aspect. So it's gonna be interesting what happens with him. Do you guys? I really don't know. Was this here in LA, by the way, or where was this?
I have no idea, to be honest.
I need
don't know
to.
where
That's
it's
one thing.
But if LAPD is involved, then it has to be here.
Yeah.
It has to be here because it's LAPD.
Rajat Jackson interrupted a match during the Knox Experience show put on by the WWE ID affiliate Knox X Pro Wrestling Academy. So yeah, it was here in LA.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why the LAPD is involved. That makes a lot of sense. But man, so May, do you think that he should be in jail right now?
I mean, most people would be.
For sure.
I think that they should have detained him. I mean, you have the footage there. You can do the investigation, and then try to understand like why all this happened. But at the end of the day, it's up to the authorities to figure out what they want to do. I mean, the video footage is there. It shows that he's guilty, and it's like you couldn't just let it go after the dude already had apologized. So.
Yeah, and then just see the video. That's them holding them all back, and then just reaction from the MMA community because again, this is Rampage Jackson's son. A lot of people are like, kind of are on the side that he should be banned. This is him afterwards, like still on live and whatnot. And to me, it's like I kind of see it as like, I mean, we're in the content creative space as well. It's like, at what point do you end that live? The fact that we're seeing a whole aftermath that even on the street, the wrestlers are coming out.
It should have been ended.
You know what I mean? So it makes it really makes me really question it really how legit was this? And like I said,
where do you find the stop button?
My real last thing that just to say what I said earlier, it's a gimmick gone wrong. You know what I mean? And it's unfortunate that this dude actually had to take blows and whatnot. I had seen this one thing on Twitter. It was like, he's just hitting his beard. He's not even hitting him. And I'm like, maybe the last few shots, but those first 4 shots
landed
are
on the
all,
face.
landing,
And by that point, he was unconscious because of the slam, huh?
The slam knocked him out.
Yeah,
silly.
That's what it looked like.
Yeah, that's why he doesn't even put up his hands for defense.
Yeah. Shadow realmed his ass.
Yeah.
What do you think, Byron?
Looking at that video,
and it's like the dude lets himself get picked
assault,
up
no?
because it's like,
we're putting on a show.
wrestling,
All right,
yeah.
cool. Gets to pick me up.
he took advantage of the
I
situation.
think if he would have read the intentions, it's a whole different story. Because the dude is taller, he's bigger,
But yet at the same
He's a
time,
fighter.
wouldn't you think in the rest of the thinking, you know what? I did smash a beer can and we did apologize. Maybe this is his way to put on a show for the people and for his stream. Like, all right, cool, pick me up, slam me down, do whatever you gotta do. But like I said, it could be a gimmick gone wrong, but we tend to know that people tend to edit clips and send them out right on the spot. Technology has advanced so much.
Yeah, no, for
that,
sure. That's there. So it's gonna be interesting what happens from now till then. If he ends up getting prosecuted, charges are pressed, or pressed charges, whatever you want to say. But that whole thing going on. But
is the wrestler in the hospital?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in critical condition.
Critical condition. And it's just crazy because it's happening in the middle of a stream and we're in the middle of this world of live streaming and in real life and all that stuff.
But that's the last thing you think of. The first thing is
it's the last
I
thing
want
you
to
think
get
of,
the guy
but
back.
at the same time you're live streaming, bro.
Yeah.
In a live stream, anything can happen. Bro, a car can just crash outside the street outside of here and it just causes a big ass commotion or something.
We could have just all leave or be like, hey guys, we gotta end it real quick.
And it's just anything. We're living in the real world, if you will, and especially in a live stream. That's why it's called in real live stream.
Yeah.
Because you're living in the real life, and the more you see those streams, you see maybe not that's happening, or maybe not someone to that level's happening, but there's other, like I've seen the streamer that all he does is bike ride through neighborhoods in LA. And bro, through the grimiest neighborhoods in LA. You know what I mean? So the stuff that he be catching while he's just pedaling through, you wouldn't see that on the TV, you know what I mean? Type of stuff you probably won't even see it in movies most times, you know what I mean? So it's like once you put a camera, you hit live or you go start streaming, anything and everything is
bound to happen and to be caught on camera at this point. That's why I feel like even committing a crime or anything like nowadays is so hard because there's so many cameras. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw, I think it was in Lancaster, the dude that murdered his wife or something. He's seen an ring camera dragging the body out. It's like it's a whole bag, and he's like struggling to pull it.
Yeah. Did you see that? Like, so like, there's so many things that like now with, like you said, technology and all this stuff, like you gotta be very careful because it's not just who's around now, it's what's around now. What device is recording you? You know, CCTV footage, iPhones, ring cameras, drones, anything can now capture you. I have seen this other one. I don't think it's a live stream, but it's a video of this drone that it goes by this grimy ass hotel or motel, better said, and it's like a crack motel basically. And all the people are all like tripping out on it and all that stuff. Cause it's like, and it's clearly that there's prostitution going on there, drugs and all this type of stuff.
Oh, I've seen that one.
I can imagine the guy be like, "Oh shit,"
or something like that.
He's capturing like all the interactions of the sales and everything.
People going in and out of rooms and stuff. Like,
that's a weird one. They even tried to hit the drone at one point.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So
there's one guy, I think he does it in downtown LA, that he follows just like homeless people. He goes like, "Where are you gonna go? What you gonna do?" I was like, "Dude, what?"
Yeah, and people, I mean, like I said, in this content creating space, it's all about finding what goes viral, what's gonna get people to like. And like Manny knows, and we all know, there's niches to these things. There's people that are dedicated to just in real life stuff, dedicated to what he showed us earlier, where it's people making music, people gaming, all this type of stuff, reactions, what we're doing right now. It's all over the place, you know what I mean? But it's pretty much what we got for you guys today.
All right, y'all.
Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Current Power.